Will you kick it with the neighbors, homie?
Smoking weed at the crib, sipping brew.
Welcome back, neighbors and neighborhood fans. We are kicking it live with Riri and Rooster, and we have another guest today. Goes by the name of Randy. What's going on, Riri?
I'm doing pretty good. Just been hanging out, letting you settle in with the big move. How are you feeling today, Randy?
I'm feeling pretty good today. Just been working, resting up.
Cool.
So, what was a really big roadblock in life for you? It's kind of one of our go-to questions. It's what we talk about with each other the most. So,
One of my biggest roadblocks would probably be navigating the relationship with my parents. It's not been easy, I will say. I've had to set a lot of boundaries with them, along with, I will say, navigating the relationship with them changed the relationship with me and my partner and my friends as well. So overcoming that roadblock of figuring out what's healthy and what's toxic and what doesn't need to be there was probably one of the hardest things I've had to deal with.
I feel that.
Kind of self-life accountability.
Yeah.
Gotta cut the fat, as they say.
We've talked about getting through parental boundaries before, you know. It's kind of one of the conversations that made us start this. I guess
Yeah. Families can suck sometimes.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
You can pick and choose, though. You really can. Blood does not define family.
So I live by.
Family just defines blood.
Whoa, some good wisdom.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, what was the hardest
What are
part
you?
about starting that change towards a better future for yourself?
Creating a better life for yourself.
The hardest part was doing it with my mom, because we've always been close, but it wasn't always a healthy relationship. So getting me and her both on that same page of having our friendship and relationship as mother-daughter change in a way that not only grew with us as becoming an adult and getting my own life, it also changed how we communicate as family. So going from mother-daughter to now friends, along with the
Adult peers.
Exactly.
Peers now.
That was really hard, but we kind of figured it out. We had a big blowout a couple of years ago where everything kind of got laid out, and finally we found our way back through together after that. And we're close as ever now, but getting her on my same page of what I needed from the relationship to grow myself was, I would say, the hardest part of that, because we are so close. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I do.
I completely understand.
It's good though that to have those blowouts and to be able to kind of come back together though, because that's the whole point. You overcome the altercation, which allows you to reach an understanding, which is the ultimate goal. And then when a resolution is set, if it, like you said, you've kind of grown a stronger bond after that, and it kind of seems like it's working out, which is good. You got to have those hard conversations for sure.
Yeah, I would say she's my biggest supporter. So I never wanted to lose that support in relationship, but I needed to set a clear boundary.
Sometimes all you need is a little bit of space.
Yeah, we got our space, that's for sure, because we didn't talk for close to a year, and I was living with her, so that was really hard. I will say moving out and joining the military really showed me I needed that relationship more than anything from that, and that's what really helped us come back together.
That definitely does that for you. Pretty interesting.
So how was your time in the military? You just recently got back from actually finishing I'm sorry, I'm spacing right now.
Training.
Yeah.
Yes.
FTX.
Yeah, going into it, I was really scared. I will say that. It wasn't something I ever wanted for my life. I will say I'm glad I did it because I grew as a person. I mean, everybody does. You change while you're out there. I mean, you have no contact to the outside world. You're really just living in this bubble.
Have right. You have to, and there's a reason for that, especially basic training.
Yes.
So it's really a force you to look inward, give you no other choice than to pay attention to who you are and what you are capable of.
That's for sure. I will say though, the biggest thing is it is what you make it.
Of course.
And I went in very scared but very open.
As is life.
But I had a lot of fun. I made a lot of good friends. I've got a lot of good connections that carried through afterwards.
So, how would you say everything affected your relations with people?
Like with the military involved too?
Everything. Okay. Just your life so far.
I've really learned to keep good people in my life because I've seen what bad friends will do.
How do you identify those people?
I grew up seeing a lot of it, seeing as my parents had a lot of negative energy around them and how it affected their life. So I've kind of used that to signify key indicators that somebody's not good for my life. But I've also can tell whenever I'm getting stressed because of a person. And I've learned to kind of navigate myself towards people that make me feel happy, make me feel good, where I'm not stressed out 24/7 because of what he or she wants or what I need to do for them to keep them happy. If I have to work hard at keeping a friendship, for me, it's just not worth it because if I'm putting in so much work that it's stressing me out, I don't need that energy in my life. Because good friendships are not supposed to be work.
Energy vampires, they just drain you.
Yes, it's terrible.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
mutual friendship is the best.
Of course, it really is. Who was your biggest supporter through all that?
I wouldn't, like, my mom was good, but for me personally, the biggest supporter I had was my old manager because I was working 6-7 days a week usually in high school, along with extracurriculars. So I stayed pretty busy, but whenever something would come up, I could just go talk to her at work. And she didn't take it personally if I had issues. She made sure to give me a parental view of the situation, and then she also gave me the advice of somebody who has been there and done that, and it helped me a lot. I still go to her and talk to her about things, even now when she's not my manager anymore, so.
Oh, yeah.
Good to have mentors in your life, even if they are your parents, because a mentor is not going to just tell you what you want to hear, they're going to tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's important. And that's important to grow as a person, is be, I guess, humble, or just have the humility to understand that you're not the hottest turd in the yard,
Yeah.
You're not the coolest thing in it. You're not the smartest person. And that goes for everything. It's good to have confidence, but also know when to, listen and absorb information.
Yeah, that kind of shaped the way I function a lot because in high school, I wasn't as self-aware. I've become a lot more self-aware now, and I think that helped me get through a lot of really bad friendships and bad situations, is knowing when I was wrong, when being able to admit that.
Because you don't want anyone else to have a power over what you decide, and you end up start going along with things you normally wouldn't, just because it's kind of, you're trying to hold on or stay in that social dynamic, that friendship, whatever, and it can just lead to some situations you normally wouldn't. But also, it's kind of part of navigating life, and you want to have those experiences so you know how to recognize those experiences.
Yeah, which I do that a lot for my younger friend. She's still in high school currently, but we aren't as close as we used to be, I will say. We used to hang out a lot, but as I've started to grow into my adulthood more, I realized we needed more space and kind of more attention to the fact that we are in very different parts of our lives. And she has yet to realize that I can't just drop everything and run and do and goof off and have fun because I have adult responsibilities that I have to be accountable for. And putting that space between that has helped me realize that yes, we're still good friends and I still love her, but I need to focus on my life. Yeah.
Yeah, you got stuff to do. Being an adult is not just like hanging out all day and eating the food your parents bought for you, and like never having to clean your own house, the whole thing, and doing all of the dishes and the chores and the everything.
Yeah, exactly.
People don't think about these things when they're in high school, and if they do, their parents taught them pretty well. It's shocking for a lot of kids coming out, getting out on their own. It takes them a while, but usually doesn't. Those of us who are in the military obviously kind of have a leg up on maintaining an orderly and cleanly home, or whatever.
I will say that's not entirely true for a lot of people because, I mean, I didn't have the culture shock of being my own person coming out of high school. I paid a lot of my own bills. I had my own car already paid for, everything. So that was easy for me. But going into the military, I realized that even in training, a lot of people didn't know that. They didn't understand the extra stuff because everybody was just going and blowing their money. And I was sending money back to my mom to pay my bills.
I met some of the dumbest Americans in the military. It's pretty refreshing. There's a lot of smart ones.
You say culture shock? You should check that movie out.
I've seen things of it. I just haven't seen it yet.
You should see it. So how far would you say you've come?
I've come a long way. I wouldn't say I'm done growing as a person. You never truly are. But I've made a lot of progress. That's for sure. I'm not the same kid I was even 2 years ago. And granted, I'm not even fully grown. I'm only 20 years old. I'm not getting, not going crazy yet. But I've done a lot to progress
your brain
my
won't
life.
even stop developing till 27, so.
Technically, for women, it's 23.
24, 25.
Yeah. It really just depends. But males, they develop later.
It's 27, 28 for men.
Yes.
Either way, you're still developing. My point. Yeah.
Yeah, so, shit, what was your most important turning point?
The biggest turning point was sophomore year of high school. My best friend got into some trouble. My boyfriend and I broke up, and I felt very alone, I will say. Going through that, I realized I needed people in my life who were there for me, who were good for me, and coming out of that and realizing that even though... Oh, hold on.
You're good. Take a moment. You're gonna make me cry.
I've never cried talking about that. That's...
Oh, yeah, getting all emotionals over there, ladies.
A
That's
little
cool.
bit.
I haven't hardly ever cried talking about this. This is crazy.
I'm pretty sure that's
Get
one of those is your water.
I don't have a water, but I'm okay. Coming out of that, I realized I needed those people and I couldn't do it alone. And coming back and realizing that I still had those relationships, they just were on pause, kind of. I mean, I came back to the same relationship after a while and we're still good. We just had some personal growth to overcome, which we did. And coming back to my best friend was probably the best thing, but I'm glad we kind of took our time apart, even if it was forced. It was still something that I feel like we both needed to go through.
You're good. Take your time. I get it.
Sometimes the universe will do the things you needed to do.
Life works out despite the hardships and battles we have to go through.
Which, during that time apart, is what I realized a lot of who was there for me and who wasn't. Because when I was struggling, a lot of the people that I had around me kind of disappeared. And I realized that that's not what I needed in my life. I needed people who were going to support me and notice that I was struggling a lot And they didn't.
Ask if you're all right, you know?
Yeah, that kind of
You're like,
thing.
oh, do you eat, drink some water today? Do you stretch? The hell? Come on.
Yeah, I had this.
Fresh air, touch a blade of grass.
There was this one girl, we were really close. Like, outside of the other main people in my life, she was the closest to it. And we spent every day together. And she finally stopped me in the hallway walking to lunch, of all things. And she was like, why are you so quiet? And I was like, just haven't felt like talking. And she got an attitude with me. And that's when I realized I didn't need her. Because she knew what was going on. She didn't care.
She made your depression about her and why you weren't giving her attention.
She alienated you.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever I brought it up to her that it was an issue for me, she made it my fault.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no.
Ooh,
that's
people like that suck.
It's exactly why I am no longer the godmother to her child.
So, where are you now that you didn't think you would be?
I never thought I would have a whole house at the age of 20.
Congratulations.
I am a lot
You're
more
a lot further than a lot of people a lot older than you.
I'm a lot more successful than I thought I would be at the age of 20, even with a low-paying waitress job.
Yeah.
Success is subjective. I'm not saying that you aren't successful by no means.
No, it definitely is subjective because a lot of people wouldn't,
a lot of life goals at your age, or major milestones in life at an early point in age. Yeah.
So typically at my age, a lot of people can't say they've bought and owned 3 cars in their name. They can't say that they have owned a house or done a lot of the things that I've done for myself.
Assuming that was their goal, you know. But it's good that you're crushing it and you're happy because it sounds like that's the case.
Yeah. Which that was something that I've always wanted to make sure I could do, was provide for myself and my partner and my family, and being able to do that somewhat well at a decently young age gives me hope for my future, that I can do better in the future.
I believe in you. You can do it.
You can do whatever you put into.
That's another issue that a lot of kids have to adjust to.
Yeah. So what's a big lesson you've learned in gratitude at that? Something that really sticks with you for the better.
Learning that not every failure is the end of the world. Adjusting to whatever life throws at you and making the best out of it is a very big adjustment. So learning that just because something goes wrong, everything's not ruined. I'm still struggling with that.
A flexible tree bends in the wind. A rigid tree will break.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what is one thing in life that if somebody needed any advice for, you would tell them?
Probably just be true to yourself. Mostly. A lot of people struggle with their self-image, and they try to make everybody else happy with whatever decision, but making themselves happy will do that better for you.
Yeah. Even Bruce Lee said, to be honest, truly honest about oneself takes extreme amounts of courage. However, it is well worth it altogether.
Yeah, that
you
would
stop
be...
living your life trying to please other people, and you live it. Obviously, be courteous. Don't be like some jerk off with main character syndrome. Nobody likes those people.
No.
Okay. You're just stroking your own ego at that point. It's ridiculous. Be good to others, but also be good to yourself first and foremost.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, having the courage to realize when you're wrong too, to admit when you're wrong.
We've mentioned
to lend
it.
a hand for help, to
1000%.
To apologize, but also know when to stand by your values. Sometimes, yeah, you're an asshole, but that's what you stand for, and you're not going to back down, and that's okay too.
Yeah. And understanding that your life choices and your values don't have to make everybody else happy is a good thing too, because a lot of people, they see religion as something that holds their life together. That's their choice.
Yep.
Respecting that boundary will get you a lot farther in life than if you think that your views are better than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Respect other people's point of views. You can have healthy debate, and that's okay. But if you are going to do that, learn how to do that.
Exactly.
Because there's so many things. There's a lot of things that make debates about things blow out of hand, and a lot of them can just be learned because most of them are just fallacies, and it's how you word things. And you can come off as like you're attacking the person's intelligence, and that's not really the message you're trying to convey. But in respecting other people's points of view.
No honesty. Listen. Observe. Learn somebody's values and their core strengths and weaknesses before you do anything big or say anything big.
And understand that opinions are opinions for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Analyze cause
but
and
also,
effect too.
Opinions are rooted in fact. So
know that if you're
gonna,
like he said, opinionate something, or if you're gonna sit there and do something you probably shouldn't, maybe sit and think on the situation on how it might be for them as well.
Research the facts.
Yeah. I mean, not even research, but that's why we say, like he said, analyze or just observe, listen.
Saying if you're coming at somebody to try to sway them, I will say look into it. See why they think the way they do.
100%. You're trying to convince someone.
For real.
Try to understand where they're coming from before you make them understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Exactly. And at the same point, don't try to convince them if they don't want to be convinced.
Yes.
You can say your piece, and also know what you're saying. Like we said, if it seems like you don't know what you're talking about, then they're gonna have a harder time understanding or believing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, short episode for the week.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
That is totally fine.
Thank you for sitting down with us.
A second interview with another friend. Yeah, thank you.
Anytime.
So, I guess one last closing question, just for fun. How are your travels? It's been a wild ride with how much the world has changed.
It definitely has.
How much have you seen before,
Like, are you talking of the actual world or, like, physically?
Say on a map. We can go states.
I haven't seen a lot, I will say. I've traveled a little bit. I mean, I've got family down in Texas and Mississippi, so, I mean, I've traveled to see them a little bit, but haven't done much else. Not yet. I've got future plans. I really want to go see more stuff up north. I've never been up north. I really want to go see, like, the mountains and probably go to California at least once. Not really a big dream of mine to ever really go to the bigger places that everybody else wants. I prefer the quiet, more nature vibes than anything. That's what I like. I really want to go to Arkansas and see the trails and the mountains and the waterfalls.
You can mine for some Arkansas diamonds.
Exactly.
Oh, I know where that's at. You could just go to, I think it's Springwater in Arkansas.
Yeah.
I've got a friend over there I need to get in touch with about going to visit for a little bit.
There's quartz all over this property, and I know there's some gold somewhere out here.
And you haven't mined it yet? Get to work.
I just got here. I've been here for a week, and we've been fucking busting ass out here. I still haven't even got my room all the way put together, but I got a couch, a desk, and a bed to move. I've been waiting and doing yard work because my homie's a trucker and he's never here, and his ex-wife was dumb and never did anything. So
sounds
got
about right.
like months of an acre of weeds. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my gosh!
Lots of poisonous weeds.
No,
for you especially.
Bit, but I go out in long sleeve and pants. It's only 97 outside right now, so it's not as bad.
Yeah. We got a 106 today.
That's it.
Is it really?
I think.
It's only humid.
Actually, 100 is the high today.
Oh, okay.
Cooler than most days.
Yeah, it's not,
very, very dry.
Here. Not here.
Question for you guys. What would you say is worse? Dry heat or humid heat?
For me, it's humid heat because you don't know how dehydrated you are.
Yeah.
You know, at least
And
me
the
personally.
the dry heat will wick away the moisture as it's coming out.
Yeah,
of your
you're
pores.
burning, so
Equally
you need to go cool off and get water compared to you're
The-
sitting there
the
in
dry-
dampness.
The dry's less. It feels less hot than a hot heat, like a swamp.
I haven't spent much
I
time in
lived
the humid heat,
all
so
sorts of places.
Definitely gets hard to breathe.
like-
I have asthma; it just doesn't work out.
I did realize that while we were in
like, horribly
Mississippi.
for me.
We were staying out in a camper in like the wooded area. It was not fun because anytime you went outside, it was like you were already wet from the like humidity, but you couldn't
Yep.
tell if it was sweat or not, and that gets very dangerous very quick.
It's
Yeah.
both. It's both. It's mostly sweat, but it's both. When I go out and do yard work, it looks like I jumped in a pool. I'll peel my t-shirt off, but
I
Yeah,
wish I knew what that felt like.
but the wet heat it can be miserable. You really get a lot of bugs in dry heat.
Bugs are annoying,
Always.
especially whenever they infest your whole town, like flies and mosquitoes every summer.
Yeah.
We've had to have a town-wide, what's it called, extermination of mosquitoes quite a few times in the past few years because they get so bad that the town has to address the issue.
Yeah, they do that in San Jose. They have mosquito trucks that go around and spray before the summer.
Because of population.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't help. We have a lot of lakes and rivers in the area.
Yeah, and the fact that they are considered disease vector
Yeah.
insects, there's like 3 or 4 species. Like there is active programs and institutions that handle the mitigation of mosquitoes actively, and that's kind of the cool thing. You're like, why are we paying for this research and all this stuff? And it's like the fact that you don't see any problems is the reason that's working. Shows that it's right.
That's
We're not
because-
hearing about West Nile virus breakouts because they're mitigating mosquitoes in a lot of places.
Yeah, and flies are bad about it too. They carry a lot of diseases a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yeah,
watching
I'm-
Charmed.
I'm-
So one of the
flies.
girls
The
got
horses
bit
are
by a fly and almost died because of it. No, she actually did die. Let me get that right. She did die. Her white lighter brought her back.
Yeah.
But that just shows that nobody is prone to disease.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let her get
Yeah,
to
thanks.
work.
Thanks for coming, Randy. Are you still in the military?
Yes, I'm in the National Guard for Oklahoma, so I have to report this weekend.
Girl. I can say that. I am a former active duty non-commissioned officer and chief of artillery.
That's impressive.
Hell yeah. Well, get to it, soldier. Yeah. Protect my goddamn freedoms.
I will
Thanks
get
for
right on
coming
that.
on, Randy.
Talk to y'all later.
Everybody, thanks for watching this interesting and cool second interview. Hope the sound wasn't too bad. We're, distance apart, but we will get it dialed in and continue to provide you pretty badass content. Anyway, we're just signing off. Catch you later, Riri. Have a good one, Randy.